here we go, back again with another video. And before we start on the main event, I just want to say Sunderland's 128-year record, which has stood from 1891 to 1892 season, where they won every single home game. The record's still intact, as Liverpool yesterday failed to beat Burnley. So well done, that 128-year record. Imagine that, absolutely fantastic record achieved back in the 1890s. Well, I want to talk a bit about Sunderland and Stewart Donald. Now, we all know what's happened recently about the Saudi takeover with Stewart Donald. Now, Stewart Donald, it is almost 200 days since you put the club up for sale. Yes, 200 days. He said the club was up for sale. You said when the fans felt like they didn't want you around anymore, you would say, right, okay, hand up, I'm going to sell the club. Have you done that? Now, we've had different investors in, allegedly, to buy the club. First of all, there was Campbell, which Donald kind of thought he wasn't good enough to buy the club. He didn't have the money or the funds to buy the club. He wasn't the right person. So Donald turned him away. Then we had MSD, we had Furman, Platek and Phelan. Now, I have no idea what happened there. Whether it was because Donald wanted to keep his fingers in the pie, Donald wanted to be in charge of the club and run the club for the Americans. That's the kind of impression that's coming across. It's allegedly, but that's what my personal feelings is, that Donald wants to stay in charge of the club. So MSD kind of backed off. I don't know what happened with the investment, whether that 10 million still stood. I have no idea. And then there was also Sammy Yu from Hong Kong and his consortium. He says money is no issue. Big hitters from Hong Kong. They wanted to come over and buy Sunderland. What did Stewart Donald? Stewart Donald basically is brushed them to one side and allegedly again didn't want anything to do with them. Then we had Gordon Armstrong and Mickey Gray. Their consortium. Excuse me. Now they wanted to buy the club as well. But Donald again wanted nothing to do with Michael Gray and Gordon Armstrong, allegedly. Now, they wanted nothing to do with Donald either. They want Donald out altogether so they could do the business themselves. And would we trust Michael Gray and Gordon Armstrong, ex-Sunderland players? 100% we'd be behind them. And then, of course, this new Saudi interest, which again has been brushed under the carpet, or I don't know, like I say, allegedly, Donald wants nothing to do with him, nothing to do with them, because they want Donald out 100%. And now Mark Campbell's back in the picture, so we've gone full circle. So what on earth is going on with Stewart Donald? Stewart Donald, I can't believe for 1 second, this bloke is that thick that he would turn away good money to sell Sunderland Association Football Club just to keep his fingers in the pie. Mind, he is a bit dense because of what happened with Will Grigg. Everyone was saying don't buy him. At the end of the day, we would have been no worse off if we did or we didn't. We saw how he was trying to come across as a passionate fan. Now, back when we lost in the playoffs against Charlton, he sat down with the fans and he wanted to sit back, soak up the atmosphere, because he wanted to feel how upset the fans were, what it was like to lose in the playoffs. Now, was he feeling that as a fan? Or was it because that was hitting his pockets big time? He had dreams of getting promotion the first season, making it from League One back to the Championship and selling that club for millions. And it was like a ghost at the end of that match. White sheet of a ghost of a man. All that ambition, all that money just drained away, losing to Charlton. He had to go through it all again, League One. Cha-ting, the pound signs was just disappearing. I think, in my personal opinion, he was more upset about not getting promoted to the Championship because he thought he could get a really good payday and now he has to wait another couple of seasons, rather than just being gutted because he's a Sunderland fan, which I don't think he ever was and ever is. He's a businessman. We all appreciate what he's done. He's come in, he's turned the club around, he's saved loads of money, but now he's saving too much money. I went to the stadium yesterday. The shutters on the shop were still closed, which is not good enough. Them shutters should be open. We should be selling stuff out of the shop for me. It won't take many staff. The shop will still sell a lot of gear. There's weeds growing all around the stadium. Rusty parts of the stadium on the outside. It looks neglected. It looks like a ghost town. It looks like a scene from a spaghetti western. It really needs something sorted. It's neglected, and this Jack Rodwell bloke hasn't got a clue. He's not bothered one iota. He's making his money for Stewart Donald, as Stewart Donald's sort of just yes man, and that's all he is. Nothing else. He's like a poor Martin Baines. So has Stewart got any intention of selling this club at all? I have my doubts. I think he wants to only sell part of the club and keep his fingers in the pie. But surely, I just don't get it. I still fail to believe a man of Stewart's intelligence, because he's an intelligent bloke, he's a good businessman. Why would you want to keep Sunderland down in League One? Why would you want to ruin the academy? Just look at the Stadium of Light Academy, the Academy of Light, one of the best academies in England, and it's going to waste. Under 23s, we've got Anthony Patterson there. We've got Brandon Taylor, Jake Hackett, Jack Diamond, Kim Bioka, Lee Connolly. Under 18s, young keepers like Adam Richardson. Defenders like Jack Armstrong, Daniel Jones. I know Daniel Jones. I know a couple of Daniel Jones. And then Ryan Gooch, the striker. We got good talent. We need to nurture this talent. Look after this talent. The Academy of Light is what we should be looking at. What Stewart Donald should be really investing in. Why can't we have feeder clubs to help the academy? Get young players in from, South Shields and other teams. Their youth coming through. Get into the Sunderland, nurture them through. Why not have someone like, just putting it out there, someone like Kevin Ball in charge of the youngsters, in charge of the academy. He'll bring them through, ready for the first team. And use the youth. The youth is what it's all about. That's why you save the money. They might go on buying millions of pounds worth of players. Bring the youth academy through. We need to invest in these youngsters. These youngsters are the future of Sunderland Football Club. This should be the foundations of the club, where the money is ploughed into. Youngsters are brought in and they are nurtured. Absolutely nurtured the right way. Get the talent shining through. Get the right coaches, the right training, the right physios. The nutritious analysts and all sorts out there. They can sort these youngsters out from a young age and get them through to absolutely fantastic adults, young adults who will come through into the first team. We could have really good body of youngsters coming through. It would save the club a fortune in the long run. But for me, this is where Stewart Donald's downfall is. It's not about the future. Stewart Donald's only invested in the now. He wants to get this club sold for as much money as possible, but with him still here. He's not interested in investing, in my opinion, in investing in the Academy of Light. And that's where the 100% focus should be on right now. We need to stop losing all these good players to other teams. Letting these players go. It's ridiculous. They should be coming through nurtured and brought through to the first team. No reason why your Pattersons and your Brandon Taylors and your Jack Diamonds and your Kim Biokas and your Connollys and your Hackett's can be brought through to the first team in League One. One or two of those will make it. But we have to do our best as a football club. Stewart Donald has to do his best as an owner. Get these players nurtured to 100%, full capacity. And people like Phil Parkinson. He needs to man up. He needs to get some balls. And if Stewart Donald isn't doing the right thing, he needs to either walk away or tell Stewart what he wants. And stop being a yes man. That's what we need at this club. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on. It's pathetic. And there's no reason at all why Stewart Donald cannot still turn this around. Everybody's against him at this moment in time. Everybody's sick of him. Everybody wants him out. He could get a little bit of decency in him and sell it to a decent owner who wants to come in and plough some money and look after the club, nurture the youngsters, the academy, get them through. And like I said, why not have someone like Kevin Ball A wise man like Kevin Ball, a clever man, intelligent man. Been there, done that, done everything. Get him back at the Academy of Light. Get him involved. Get him to nurture the youngsters. Now, that would only happen if Stewart Donald is even interested at all in doing any of that. But that's what needs to happen. If not with Stewart Donald, with the next person who comes in. If that's Mark Campbell, we have to, we have no choice. Us as Sunderland fans, we have no choice. Like some Mark Campbell who come in, they've got to invest in the academy, invest in the youth, invest in the city, invest in the team, invest in the stadium, and get this bouncing again like it could be. That 128-year record, the history of this club is absolutely fantastic. Let's get back the good times. Let's get this club back up where it belongs. And it's down to Stewart Donald. Either get out the club or get your finger out and sort it out. Right. Stewart Donald, don't duck the issues. Do not duck them issues. Don't be a Donald Duck and duck the issues. Either get involved, get your face up here. Never mind your Rodwells, or sell up. Right, there you go. There's my little rant out the way. I do wish Stewart Donald all the best. I do hope he finds a way to sort this out. For the city, for the fans and for the youth. Right, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.
So when it comes to investment, I've made no secret that, I have acquired the club at the bottom price range. I'm not an oil sheik, unfortunately. I can't spend £250 million on Sunderland, and I want to make sure in the long term that the football club has got the best chance it could possibly have of competing in the Premier League when it gets there, because I firmly believe the club will get there.